I just finished replaying The Wolf Among Us for the first time since it initially released, and this has got to be Telltale's most underappreciated game, not to mention it holds up wonderfully. Welcome to Bite Size Bunny, my name's Tony, and today we are going to be talking about The Wolf Among Us. The Wolf Among Us is an interactive story game done in the same style as Telltale's other interactive story games, except for this is probably the studio's darkest and most mature entry into their catalog. The game has you playing as Bigby Wolf, the sheriff of Fabletown, and your job is to keep the citizens of Fabletown safe while also maintaining the law of the land. On the surface, things seem to be going smoothly in Fabletown, that is, until a serial killer starts leaving the heads of his victims on your front doorstep. With a new victim being claimed every night, you are racing the clock to try and find out who amongst your community is responsible for these murders, while also slowly learning that Fabletown isn't the wonderful fairy tale place it's supposed to be, and instead actually has lots of corruption going on behind the scenes that is harming the citizens of Fabletown that are less fortunate. Not only does this game work as a fascinating spin on the classic fairy tales we all know and love, but it also does a good job at bringing this world to life that feels so gritty and lived in, while also giving players a sense of history, not just amongst the characters in Fabletown, but within each of the locations you visit as well. Everything is so carefully fleshed out and thoughtfully crafted that it makes the world and characters in Fabletown feel like some of the most fascinating you'll get to experience in modern gaming. Also, it doesn't hurt that visually this game is stunning. It uses its color palette in such an awesome, distinct way that it gives the world this nice atmospheric feel to it that works wonderfully in tandem with the story. And it's got a fantastic soundtrack to boot. The characters are rock solid across the board, and everyone you meet along your journey feels like a crucial piece to the puzzle. Nobody feels out of place, and everyone feels essential to the story, themes, and mystery this game is looking to explore. Even if there are some annoying characters you're going to be stuck having to deal with throughout your journey, but hey, I guess that's a normal part of life. When it comes to the mystery itself, it is well crafted and engaging, but I will say it does start to get a little repetitive at times. During the first few episodes, it quickly becomes apparent that you are going to be running into lots of dead ends and chasing after suspects that are clearly not the culprit, with how the story goes about conveying some of its story beats. But for the most part, they do a good job at making you feel like there is a consistent sense of momentum pushing the story forward, so it doesn't ever feel like it's stalling out at any point. The finale is pretty satisfying as well, even though I do think there are a few storylines that feel a little rushed when it comes to their conclusions. Overall, The Wolf Among Us provides players with a fascinating world full of great characters that'll have you just wanting to get lost in its story. It occasionally feels repetitive, but that doesn't take away from the fact that this is a must-play title for fans of the interactive story genre. I'm going to be giving The Wolf Among Us an 8.5 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, and all that YouTube stuff. And what is your favorite Telltale game? I'd love to know.